New trade tensions between the U.S. and China have rattled the stock market, causing investors to be concerned. And so what does this mean for you and for your money? Here to help break it all down is money and business expert Derrick Kinney. Very timely topic here, Derrick, that people may or may not know could really be affecting their 401k and other things if they're not watching day to day.
It sure could be. Great to be with you, Jason.
Good to have you here. So, Derrick, we've been seeing these different trade headlines, talking about tariffs, and all the president has to do is just suggest that more tariffs are coming, and boy, it just shakes up Wall Street, makes everything go crazy. What's the real impact, though, for an everyday investor?
Well, this is high stakes because China is the second economy only to the U.S., and what China does directly impacts the U.S. They own a lot of land here. They do a lot of trading here. The bottom line is when Trump talks about our relationship with China, if it's negative, we see stock markets drop. We saw this last week. We saw the Dow down over 800 points, pretty neutral today. But again, more tensions about China will likely keep volatility high, which means tension for investors will likely stay high as well.
All right, so let me ask you this. So we talk a lot about investors, but if somebody is saving, let's say, for something short term, like let's say a car, or possibly they're saving for a house, how could this kind of volatility affect them?
Well, keep in mind, if you're saving for a short-term goal, like a house or a down payment for a car, etc., ideally you want to keep that money parked in something not volatile. The way you could lose money would be if you're trying to gamble and maybe make a little bit of extra money and taking more risk than you need to, then a day like this could cause you to lose money and you may have to delay that purchase. So ideally, you want to keep what you need right now and as conservative as possible, but keep in mind we're likely going to see quite a bit of volatility. We call this kind of saber rattling. There's always going to be a lot of volatility before there's some certainty over the next couple weeks.
So every time we talk about these sorts of investment things and the markets, we always focus in specifically on people who are close to retirement or who are really focusing on that. Right now, with all this volatility, Derrick, should they be worried or do they stay the course at this point?
Well, let me just be candid. I'm a voice of reason for our viewers. You should be worried, but here's why. You want to make sure you're not spending too much early on in retirement. So many people think, well, if I made 20% return last year, I'll just live on 15% return this year and be fine. The problem is you build your lifestyle based on that number, and if the markets don't perform that well, now you're putting yourself back to have to work full time again, and nobody wants that. So keep in mind, look at your portfolio, talk to your advisor, and just ask, how much volatility do I have in my portfolio if something goes wrong with China? Because that may cause you to take some money off the table and be a little more conservative, at least for the next couple months.
All right, so Derrick, we saw this crazy drop in the stock market on Friday. Then on Monday, we saw this big rebound. When the market is really down and really up the way it has been, what's the biggest mistake people can make with their investments?
The biggest mistake, number one, they let their emotions control their actions. One thing we find is, and this is so much regret people have, on a day like Friday, the market's down 800, people say, let me go and sell and get out. Then the market bounces back up and they lose out on the gains. Keep in mind, the stock market has emotional volatility built in, just like stock market volatility. So if you're going to be in the game, you got to play by the rules of the game and hold on, but only put in the market what you can afford to see drop, at least temporarily. It's only a permanent deal when you take it back out. Don't do that unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes you lose the stomach for staying in. Derrick, thanks so much for talking with us about all of this today. Hopefully that calms people down a little bit.
That's the goal. My pleasure, Jason. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.